be what some call, I don't know what to call. Some would call that. I think that is accurate. This, I don't think there's any coming back. Watching for her. So I think it's over. I think it's over for a month. I really do. I don't think so.
You guys want to be the girls. When the random celebrities just being loved. I don't know. One of these other recently, it's like, well, this situation right here, we have
Unless he's just like a martyr of some kind. I'm not sure. It's over. On June 15th, a user on Twitter by the name of Alice has made a tweet talking about something she's been scared to share up until this point. Quickly learned. One look in the drive link that was shared by this person, there is a decent amount of material and a Google Doc that is attached, which we will get into in a little bit. Most shocking clip is obviously one that you guys maybe have heard, seen around. It's Alex arguing with this person online and losing his mind, eventually telling her that he's going to dash her with a brick. I think not sure against the wall with a brick. Shut up. This one, this one, you point, which is not something you have to tell anyone. To tell these things. Why should I do it? This book by itself. Telling her that he's angry and he's going to bash your head. Crazy. Why would you? I just don't get that. I just don't understand. It's like you don't need to be taught to not do that. That's crazy. You probably guess the internet didn't like that very much. Not that many other people on Alex's side right about now. I'd say to be safe. I would be safe if you're a betting man. If you're a betting man, you want to put down a wager. First off, don't. Secondly, definitely don't do it on Apple. All your money, unfortunately for you. Oh, you already bet on it? This is obviously a person with thoughts. Final thoughts. Just saying those things to a person who really wouldn't. You think would be the last person to be angry, violent towards. And it's just one clip. There's a lot more that we can go over the drive. There's one where you can look at yourself. There's a lot to this. Now, there are also audio recordings that really give the person reaching a bit more power for him. In this clip, he's telling his girlfriend that he's a famous celebrity on the internet and that she might not have anything to lose, but he does. And you think you can keep it? Oh, I don't know. You don't have anything? Like right now? Actually, I'm probably not. You like it? Just like this. He's a worthless peon. He's got more of a worthless piece of shit peon. He's Messiah. The second coming. It's just proof of him having a massive ego. The fact that he can just say that with a straight face and oh, but my ABC next celebrity, all about it. Bragging about that. Look, that's it. Mark of shame. Never be your heroes, guys. Hopefully none of you are idolizing I'm Alex, though. Let's be real. It's not exactly a all sometimes take a little. Some people out there like you don't recommend. Wouldn't recommend. But what do I know? They're like, at this point, the ego that one can get from doing this is just it's in another clip he's getting in bragging, calling himself a professional. Man. You can do this, you might have to do that, you might have to do that, you might have to do this. This might work, but you might have to do that. So, I did it. But I can't believe this is true. I can't believe this is true. I mean, like all the listen, wonderful shit. That's one thing. This is best, not ironic. We should have canceled this guy long ago. Just kidding. To confirm the insane level of confidence for a while, we have some personal exchanges between Alex and Alice. Where she's packing her things, apparently after she was kicked by Alex. He's just going on about how things seem so insignificant, saying he feels ill to even see her face. Oh, Paul, he's like, and then, really, he goes on to say that he sleeps downstairs and she whines about stealing all the blankets while he's asleep. It's hard. Problem. That's not my problem. That's honestly forgot.
I've been having the same issue. Hopefully fixed in full release.
Yeah, it just crashed again 7 minutes ago. Yeah, I think that's like the fifth or sixth crash tonight. But yeah, me too. Since it's pre-order, I'm not too upset. Well, I'm not really upset at all. But I'm hoping they do fix it on the 11th.
Now, this sets him into a range. Anyone who's building up his incredibly emotional emotions and ranting. You've got to fit it in. He says the N word, soft A, but it is the word nonetheless, which is crazy, man. Like, what's going on? The context of this is so confusing. There's a bunch of noise in this video, and we can tell the reason why. It's because Alice is trying to do things. She's being kicked out by it, and it's weird. He's just genuinely talking to himself in the background. He's chasing her down, continually just arguing with her, even though she's not even talking back. And I'll imagine a small talk to this guy, the tiny little arguments would let off that. And when he's off camera, this is just one movie that's recorded, one small moment in time. This guy is good. Lunatic. During this whole dispute, turns out Alex knew he was wrong. A spam texted her apologizing for his actions, which I have a very strong feeling that it wasn't because he wanted to get back with her, but it was because he wanted to protect himself, and he was worried that she might try to cancel him. This is crazy. Lo and behold, she did. He's crazy. He was right. He should have apologized harder. It's easier to follow along and hear exactly what he's saying because he can translate it into British. It was 24 minutes of footage, by the way, so we'll mention some highlights. It's all horrible. And some of the parts that we feel are the most important, I suppose. Here, he states that it wasn't her fault any of this happened and he only thought about himself and not her. Little things of photos. I didn't listen to you. You're right. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. I was impossible to work with. I had to make it easy. Nice. Pretty cool. Here he blows hot and he blows cold. Apologizing 1 minute and angry the next. Seems like this guy has got some serious problems. I blow hot. I'm apologizing. Shut. You know, It's like I just feel like I've been really battling through this very weird thing. My guess is that if he tries to defend any of this, he's just going to prove that it's a health card and say he's got bipolar or something along those lines. But he's clearly cognizant. He's clearly making these decisions to act in this way. He's been a successful guy online for a long enough time. There's no excuse for this. Is what I'm getting at. He's of sound mind. He's just a bad person. And very few people who I've met who have bipolar diagnosis are anything like this. So, but get ahead of myself. At 8 minutes, he explains that it was him and he to all their arguments, all of his fault. He calls that it with me. And anything I said before, I looked back at the room. I went back and read. I read all the ones this month, beginning from the last year. I could see how I caused it. Jealous about against your friends. I wanted to dedicate your life. Poor guy. He started to feel bad. At 11:43, he continues to lash out viciously to angry. Pretty much just says that he's, in his own words, blackmailing her, still being vicious and lashing out. Uh, but I was like using it as like an excuse to fucking do it. I might do it. It was like I was like, she told me to move to me. Use the apology after the language. Here I just have to control my emotions. Trying to get her to do certain things, or he'd get angry because he couldn't control his emotions. At 15 minutes, 17 seconds, he again says it's not her fault and that she didn't do anything wrong, and that it's not because she's lesser or because she's. Thankfully, we have that clarity there. So it's not you. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not the next one for this. What happened? Why is that? How we do it? Not because you're much so. Or because not because the guy. Not because you. Not because you. Not because you. At 17 minutes, 22 seconds, he says that he remembers moments of her and when he was at his happiest. No, I just remember moments. I was my happiest. No, excited your bed for listening to the line and in 1843, he apologizes for getting emotional and says that he's angry at himself. And he quickly says, because you were the best to her, and this may or may not be correct, I have no idea. By God, that sounds very manipulative. Seems like a full circle to one words. He's that creature that eats its own tail. So, just really not angry at himself. Because you were the best. I was fucking God. So in 1904, he talks about how she brought up that he might have bipolar disorder, so it's already, it's out there. It's candidacy is accurate. Okay, Stock.
We know you need reliable cell service.
Well, back to the solar stuff on my phone in the studio. Was me. I got back to I'm sorry. I was on like that. In 1940, I think he just says because she mentioned that the bipolar thing, that she was trying to say that it wasn't his fault, and that he's doing his best. I'm going to apologize about that. I just saw you say that out loud. He's doing nothing excuse. I was down with her. And in reality, he was just trying to say something. That's the like person who used to make it bad. I so like, I'm one I'm also I was going to and now this seems like a very bizarre, manipulative tactic, very narcissistic thing to do. Hey man, I'm walking back with myself. It's all right then. You said it. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I feel good about it. Let's rationalize this. Let's rationalize this irrational behavior. In 20 minutes, 35 seconds, he says that he doesn't deserve to be forgiven, and that he doesn't deserve anything, and he should be held accountable for his mistakes. But held accountable. Yes, that's what we're doing now, though. I love this other film. I just want to have a comfortable with my mistakes. It was wrong. And I'm sorry that it's taking you do everything in your power to really make me understand. It's just so much of him reliving moments and things that he did and crying and more. It's 25 minutes of so long. Just insane behavior. If you guys want to listen to the full thing, be my guest. The tweet is still up and the Google Drive is still there. Holy shit, man. It is exhausting. He talked for 25 minutes about his own actions and he was sobbing because of that. But I do how you felt. Completely out of regret for his own actions. By the way, I've never felt this much regret about anything. Honestly, most people without knowing the context would probably feel sorry for the guy. There's still one more other thing from the Google Drive that we need to go on, and that is the Google Doc. Not to mention the bachelor. Pretty much as big an L as possible to ever deliver. There's no coming back from that. I'll go contractual head against wall with a brick. Shut up. That's the Google Doc. 80 pages. There's a lot to share. It is a lot. There's a lot. It's a tome. There's everything in there. Messages, texts, a lot of context giving. And a lot of these texts, by the way, seem genuinely insane and are clearly sent for someone who is mentally unwell. A bad person. And what I mean by that is that this person should be helped and given lots of therapies and medication probably to help with this issue and not power and influence on the internet. That seems like a bad idea to give this person that. But I'm no expert. There's so much here to unpack. I'm going to try to do my absolute best. First off, it's important to note that the behaviors that are exhibited by this person and the language used by the individual who's supposed to be Alex in this text exchange is manipulative. Okay, it's stuff. It's weird. It's constantly gaslighting. It's abusive. I mean, this is just bad. This is bad. You can clearly see that. There's no way to argue against this. He is making her feel bad, feel like she is in the wrong for his despicable me-ass attitude. He doesn't treat her like a partner. He treats his relationship like chess. Like he's some kind of alpha trying to break out of the matrix, and she's George Soros. And this adversarial treatment is highlighted at the top of the Google document statement, where she shares that she's allegedly been threatened by Alex to stay silent, which makes sense. Honestly, I buy that. I believe it. Otherwise, he will contradict her story and discredit her and fight back using psychological warfare. I think it's too late now. I think it's too late. I'm not sure there's much that could be really done to defend the actions of the video. Video evidence is really bad. And now that information of it allegedly being going to turn this, if it does come out, into he said, she said. She said with all of the texts provided as evidence for the way that he treated her in the videos that kind of prove the texts are true, assuming everything is 100% true, it all makes sense. And it's just really bad. We have a very clear picture painted of how terrible of a person and just partner Alex is. There's no contradicting story, there's no discrediting that can repair this image. It's very bad. So now, on to the texts. First one that Alice shares is Alex trying to gaslight Alice into feeling bad for not immediately leaving a call with all of her friends to join him the very second he wants her to. It's like, protect, he's like, wants to control her. He even just stand there to just apply pressure. It's like a child. It's like talking to an actual child. It's weird. That's how I talk to bank tellers. Pull on their shirt. I go, hello. Your assistants. But I'm not like Alex. He's a weird. That sucks. This guy's a real jack-off expert. He constantly called her various names. As you can tell, asshole. He insulted her, called her a lot, stupid, an idiot, which is just not very nice to call anyone, let alone your partner. This entire time, he's trying to get her to call him, talking to her, stopping her from making it his decision, which is genius. This guy's like the Napoleon Bonaparte of people below. I have no idea why Alex would want to be with Alice if he's just going to get mad at her for literally just communicating and doing things. Everything she does is just not good enough, and it can't be anything she wants to happen. She doesn't have the power. He's got the power. He's the one to worship. Also, he just tells her in text that he genuinely hates her, which is not very nice. God, how many girlfriends does this idiot have, bro? I'm assuming there's going to be more people that are going to come out. That would kind of make sense. This is definitely not like low movement behavior. This is like pathological. This is bad. This is the human inside of this man. Alex addresses the point that some people would make, and that is, why would she stay? And with hindsight being 2020, she wouldn't have stayed if she would be forced to go back. Obviously, she knows now. But she says that she believed his fake apologies and thought he eventually might listen to her. This is something you hear about all the time. I mean, there's a cycle of abuse that's very difficult to escape out of. A lot of things are cyclical. There's no one that should falter for that thought. That's very irrational and common, and it happens, and it's unfortunate. She also says that she's dealing with depression at the time, which he obviously made much worse. One of the ways that Alex would gaslight her even further is to just make her console him when she's the one who is depressed, and also tell her that he doesn't love her anymore, and calling her too much work. What? Man, come on. Infuriating. Even the non-insane parts of what we see here, pretty much all of it is absolutely insane. Even the more sort of small-scale parts are still just literally two people who aren't good for each other in any capacity. And it's exacerbated massively by the insanity that is on Alex. They continuously engage and make each other upset time and time and time and time and time again. Alex is abusive and clearly manipulative with her. Like, it's not even up in the air. It's just absolutely trying to always walk on eggshells and explain why she's upset by him when she should have just stopped talking to him entirely, which she definitely knows now. She says that. At one point, Alex told Alice to keep herself right after questioning why people think that he's rude. It's pretty obvious 2020 hindsight, once again, why people think that Alex is rude now, and his ego is so massively inflated due to a modicum of attention online that he got on the internet. It's just insane, and he finalizes this thought by telling Alice that without him, she would have no value, which is just a gross misunderstanding of what it is to be a human being. Thinking that way. This guy, yeah, said it already. Strokes it in the mirror. For sure. If you had a clone, he, all right? Be there, buy the clone. So, yeah, at this point, it's bad, right? It's really bad. Should have broken up as soon as possible, but I've never been in an abusive relationship. It's clearly a thing that happens on a consistent basis. Mentioned that as well already. It's hard. It's got to be tough. You got Stockholm syndrome. It's tough to see a way out. You know, like consistency is almost better than actual freedom, and you know, it's a huge anxiety, just gripping thing to think about breaking up with someone when you have trouble imagining your life without them, even if it's a terrible environment. But yeah, this environment though, really, 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 really bad. Alex is a massive piece of shit. Kind of. It's crazy. Now, and after all this, you think he couldn't get any worse? Well, she details a time that he became physically abusive to her. Then getting the house ready for his parents to come over for dinner, and by they getting the house ready, I mean she getting the house ready. And while she was cleaning, he started pestering her, asking what's wrong, and not believing her when she says that she's fine and nothing is wrong. Then he supposedly shouted at her and then asked for things he could do to help. Gives him more than one thing that he can do to help, like cleaning. He begins screaming again. So she walked away, and at that point, he kicked her in the back. She also provides images of her belongings that are completely destroyed. Computer setup annihilated. But at this point, luckily, Alice leaves and stops responding to him. So he gets very desperate to try to get her back. And this is when the worms really come out of the brain. He said sweet, sweet things like, I miss you, for what feels like maybe the first time in their entire relationship. So at this point, we're on page 51 of 82, and a lot has been paraphrased. Obviously, we're skipped to get to just the most insane bits of the story. And becomes seemingly obsessed with messaging her, even when she's not even responding, like to that style. Pretty wild behavior. Sends her videos, voice memos, and a lot of texts. He's clearly shitting himself and very desperate here. I'd also like to say at this point, a lot of these texts or various apologies, whatever they are, fake or real. I don't think it matters at this point. He showed his true nature. We have that on video. It doesn't really matter. Dude is an absolute piece of shit. This is a bad relationship. This is not good behavior for anyone to act upon. To anyone. It's all bad. It's all bad. Maybe he is genuinely apologetic. Maybe he just truly has some kind of untreated mental illness. I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll eventually respond. Or maybe he's just an actual evil person. All of the things that he has put her through objectively. And this is instead of just acknowledging the damage that he's done and trying to be someone who loves and nurtures and looks after someone. It's clear his own thing. He's worried. He's full of anxiety for his decisions, not care or concern for another human being. It's for him. His motives are for him. They're completely selfish. In my opinion, he's just hoping that she can forgive him so he can have her back, so he can break things off in a less insane way, maybe, or keep her around for long enough to where he's fully milked all of his stupid peon viewers for every cent that they possibly have, so he can just escape into the sunset without getting canceled, obviously, because he's a piece of shit. That's not the end of their interactions, by the way, at the Google Docs in chronological order, but I think that's just about where my mental bandwidth dies for reading exchanges between these two people. I've reached my limit. So as of now, Alex still hasn't responded to any of the controversy, and nobody knows what he's been up to. He hasn't tweeted in a long time. He hasn't confirmed or denied anything. He's probably just shitting himself, to be honest, and just hopefully he's seeking therapy and getting some help, and hopefully Alice is, feeling better about all this. To feel exonerated, to feel free, to feel validated by so many people. It's got to be massive. I'm fortunate enough to never have been in a situation like this, and I'm very grateful for that. And whenever I see a positive outcome where it seems like, this is cut and dry, this is good, but this is out, this is going to have good results for everyone who deserves good results. I like seeing that. I wish the best for Alice. And
looking for the perfect place to launch your detergent, compare side by side behind the one. Easily compare hotels to find the perfect somewhere Download hotels.com and
Things have been relatively quiet since all this Mr. Beast drama blew up all over the internet. Just since the Beast thing, there has been a bit of a drought on drama, as you can probably tell by all the conspiracy videos that I've been making. I really like those, and I would rather make those anyways. There will be a lot more, but some interesting stuff has been happening in regard to this story, the printing story. Okay, we talked about it before. The influencer we are talking about today is named Lily.
Today, we are taking a look at one girl fabricated her entire.
I'm not just talking about it because there's been a drought of drama, but that is part of the reason. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. There are basically 100 different streaming services these days, and it feels like every single month I'm subscribing to new stuff that I forget to unsubscribe to, and I don't want it anymore. It makes it really difficult. Luckily, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you cancel your subscriptions, lower your bills, and manage your money better, efficiently, and with ease. I use Rocket Money mostly to cancel unwanted subscriptions because it safely and securely identifies recurring charges and then cancels them on my behalf. Easier than actually going to the website and trying to do it yourself. Plus, you don't have to talk to anybody on the phone. Rocket Money can also help you set budgets and stick to them. The app analyzes your spending habits to create a custom budget that will fit my lifestyle specifically for me and will help fit yours. It's like having a personal finance assistant in my pocket. By the way, I'm a in a China shop, so this type of stuff helps me a lot. Rocket Money has helped save its members $740 a year when they use all features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. That is awesome. So to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/Ooooowwweeeee or click the link in the description to get started for free. You can even unlock more features with premium. That is rocketmoney.com/Ooooowwweeeee to get started for free. It's a very serious thing, and I think more and more people should know about it to be able to determine how to help that story or whatever you prevent this problem from becoming something worse and worse and worse and worse. So in spite of the relative seeming peace, it has not been peaceful. The peace has not lasted long. If you recall, almost 2 months ago to the day, we covered a situation in the beauty community talking about a creator named Lily Jean who was doxing and harassing another YouTuber Primming for exposing her faking content and botting her followers.
Lily was doing all this massive brand deals. She was constantly going to events, and they all looked legit. But if you start looking closer at Lily's posts, you start to notice the progress.
Since we last discussed the situation, everything sort of seemed quiet, and I thought that maybe it was just all behind closed doors or something like that. No, I was horribly wrong, guys. I was horribly wrong. The reality is that things have only gotten worse behind the scenes, especially for Primming.
Someone that let me know that my Wikipedia page is edited to include my full doc. It has my legal name, my business name, and where I live. And the information about me was the same exact information that Lily Jean had emailed. What a weird coincidence.
Lily Jean has been on a doxing tirade, not only against Primming, but also anyone who disagreed with what they were doing and had something to say. Additionally, YouTube has been no help and has been actively ignoring or dismissing Primming's pleas for help.
So this beautiful person, working at YouTube, completely ignored my entire right, and they gave this bot response.
This, for a lot of people, is not going to be that surprising. I don't have a great track record with YouTube support, although I have to be honest, I am very understanding. They do try to do a lot of good stuff. I have some contacts there that are really cool and stuff, and they're good people. But, like, I still don't know why my replay video got taken down. I still don't have a reason for that. I still don't have a reason. So it's like, nonsense. Somewhat I'm not really sure. Or let's just be transparent. Then I won't be angry. If you don't remember what our first video covered, I will give you a brief recap. Primming is a commentary YouTuber with a little over 1 million followers, and he consistently uploaded content until he made a video covering Lily G. In the first video, he talked about how she edited photos and modded her Instagram account to make her seem more popular than she actually was.
There were dozens and dozens of Lily G fan accounts that would comment images of Lily, but these accounts were weird because they all had nearly the same username. They all posted very similar content. And once again, I checked. They were all also
power. And he also highlighted that anytime someone would talk bad about him, this guy makes legendary videos, and it was very surprising to see him just stop. Videos are great. They're excellent videos. Now, there was a reason why it took this long hiatus. Behind the scenes, after the first video went live, Lily Jean and her mother were on a massive campaign to leak all of Critics' information, harass him online, and do anything to stop him from talking negatively about them. That is wild. That is a crazy thing to do in regard to the internet. In May of this year, Critics returned to YouTube to upload part 2, detailing all the things that have happened while he was gone.
We have those types of issues. We have serious issues today.
In the new video, we talked about how she changed from a makeup channel to an acting channel.
Her new career is happening.
We looked into this in our video. We found that the film festivals she up. It was
Like, back. From the spring.
Uploaded to were fake. Lily Jean was also manufacturing fake articles, hiring people from Fiverr to write articles about her. Another egregious thing that she did was get bots to comment insane things on Critics' YouTube account while they blazed her in her video comment section. And the final and most important thing to occur was that over that 4-year period where Critic didn't upload, he was constantly harassed by copyright strikes from Lily and her mother.
Lily and her mother has been spamming my channel with copyright notices.
If you guys don't know that process, it is a drag. It's an annoying process. The copyright fake false strikes will just say, "I did it." No, 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 no. You didn't do it. No, I don't want to. You have to release your information in order to respond to these things. So it's it's a guaranteed way to dox someone, and it's evil and they're evil people, it seems like. I'm no good judge of character, but they seem like jerks. Furthermore, they also accused him of defamation and slander, and even accused him of pedophilic acts taking place in his Discord server, which is defamation and slander.
This is honestly the most insane thing I've ever received. How can you be so deluded that you are accusing someone of slander and defamation, and then in the same email saying one of the most slanderous, defamationist things in the world?
Actually, let's get into involved. Yeah. It was just, oh well. Perfect would ask YouTube for help, but they would do absolutely nothing. Classic. Eventually, Lily Jean stopped addressing him as Primage in their correspondence with YouTube Legal and started using his full name and his address.
Earlier this year, I received in this email, they started with my private business name, my entire real name, and my entire address down to my house number. And then, instead of calling me Primate, like they've done for every single email for the past 4 years, they now address me as Mr. My last name. So that's a great way to open an email. Totally normal.
Lily Jean has continued her crazy streak and probably paid someone to get his information just like she's done in the past. She abuses the YouTube copyright system to spam creators and spread the personal info of anyone who talks badly about her.
They also said that I used the project release throughout my entire video, but taking 2 seconds to look at the video will tell you that that is completely fine.
I figured after all the spotlight, maybe my video helped. There's a bunch of people who made videos on this. It would be resolved by now. YouTube would do something about it and just be like, yeah, you can't do this. You're crazy. You can't just be crazy and try to ruin someone's life because you're faking shit on Instagram. Perfect has come out with yet another video on the second channel where it gives a wild update that condemns Lily Jean and YouTube simultaneously, if you can believe it.
Disclaimer, everything in this video is alleged. Maybe it's not real. Okay, most of it, it is real, but I'm delusional, so just legally, everything's real.
Nothing has changed. After all the videos, everything that's happened, a bunch of tweets, nothing has changed between YouTube and Willie Jean until then. Hermink opens up the video by talking about his early struggles with YouTube support right before he released his second video on her.
So I'd like to start from the very beginning, right before I do this video, because one thing I didn't mention in the video is that I actually tried to privately before I made the video.
He said that he didn't want to have to make another video on Willie Jean, but for the past 4 years, he had been getting spammed by false copyright emails sent from her trying to take down his videos, so he was forced to. His hand was forced. He emailed YouTube support to see if there was anything they could do to help him out. This way! Usually,
and I explained everything in pretty good detail. I even included photos, links to videos. The employee I was talking to had a lot of stuff to work with. And they ended up responding with, "Hi there, thanks for reaching out to us. I really appreciate the detailed information you gave. Our internal team has carefully reviewed your appeal and your channel. For this matter, you might want to file a common notification, and once you're done, please let me know."
the person responding to his emails ignored his request by asking me to send another email, even though he just emailed the person a lengthy write-up, which makes me believe that they just don't have a system in place for this. It's not actually a guy out there. It's like a bunch of guys. But before he could respond, a different rep responded to his email asking for any information about the situation he could supply.
"Hi, Brittany. I hope you're doing well. This is Blake filling in for Blank today, and I'm seeing that you haven't replied to our last email yet. Please be advised that we aim to resolve your case with the fastest possible turnaround time. We're just checking in to see if we can still help you out with this."
To which he said all the evidence he had only be flat out rejected and told that there was nothing that they could do.
Our internal team has reviewed the takedown request with the removal of your video, and there doesn't appear to be enough evidence of abuse for them to step outside their normal process and reinstate the video immediately.
In the email, they said that they could not reinstate the video he requested, meaning the YouTube support teams didn't even pay attention to what he wanted them to do.
At no point in any of my emails did I say, "I need the video reinstated." So, again, they just completely ignored writing the wall of text that took quite a long time to make this product.
Which is nonsensical, but makes perfect sense. I also sent all my information to my YouTube team, and so it's upsetting. I'm not really sure. Before he could even ask questions or reply and get more information and like bug them and bother them, his case was closed and they asked him for a rating. He won't stop.
This is the kicker. Before I could even reply, they instantly closed the support page, and then they asked me to rate my experience. And if I'm honest, the rating bar they gave doesn't have a load of options for what I wanted to rate.
From this interaction alone, you can see that YouTube support is not interested in helping Hermink or most of its creators, just kind of in general, unfortunately. Aside from a one or two cases or instances, and a lot of the time the context is lost, but it seems like this is a pretty upfront and open calm that they're just dropping the ball on. I don't know if there's anything that's not being told or whatever. Obviously, I can't tell it. I'm trying to remain as not biased as possible. But this really does seem like YouTube just mega dropped the ball, which is totally unnecessary. After this interaction, Furley once again forced to release his new video because he was getting doxxed and harassed. And with the new video going up, he wanted to get YouTube's attention, but unsurprisingly, they still made no effort to reach out to him, of course.
So big video comes out, and for a few days after that, I was very hopeful that maybe YouTube would reach out or do something, but they don't respond in any way at all.
However, his video was gaining traction since it was his first upload in 4 years. People were like, oh my god. And at the end of this video that he posted after 4 years, he put an email address asking people to reach out if they had been affected by Willie Jean. And to his surprise, he received thousands of emails.
So at the end of my video, I asked people to email me if they had any. With Willie Jean or more information, and I started receiving dozens of emails. I can't go over all of them, but there were so many creators and so many viewers who had extra information about those situations. It was actually very overwhelming. I didn't reply to everyone, so if you did send me something and I didn't reply, I'm sorry. There were just so many. And I'm not good at that stuff.
This means that not only is Lily Jean trying to silence a critic, but every single person that has tried to criticize her online. Could you imagine if I tried to sue or dox every single hater that I had? I wouldn't have time to make money on it because I'm so many haters. I really don't have that many haters. I'm very grateful that people like me. I don't know why. Some people do like me. Then there's some people, and they're mostly on that. The first set of emails he received pointed him to his Wikipedia page, telling him that his full name and address had been leaked. Funnily enough, it was the same information Lily Jean had been leaking in her correspondence with him at YouTube. However, things would only get crazier from here. Nick reached out to Wikipedia support and got his information removed. Fortunately, his page was locked from editing.
But I reached out to Wikipedia people, and I explained everything that was going on. I was like, hey guys, I got this weird stalker, they're adding my information to the page. Can you guys take it out, please? And the people at Wikipedia are amazing because they removed all the information within like 5 minutes, and they were all very nice. And I thought that was the end of all this, but then what happens next is a conspiracy.
And while locking his page, they investigated Lily Jean's page to learn that it was as well.
I did 1906
Lily
in the
Jean.
arena, and that's the one I like. What?
That's a lie.
What's even more suspicious is that the person editing the page was only using Lily Jean's website and her faked articles as sources for the information on the page. And according to Wikipedia staff, pages are rarely locked, and they are only locked for a short time.
And I would then said, anonymously of someone on the staff, they were all super confused as to why they locked. Because they said that they never permanently lock people. They do it temporarily if people are spamming false information. They never permanently.
As a result of this, a theory grew that one of the staff members on the Wikipedia team was paid by Lily Jean to keep their page locked so no one can change it. Eventually, Wikipedia voted to take down her page.
So all this stuff ended up going and like what the single person would that be? The sources for all the information were not accurate because the sources were coming from website sources coming from the so they realized the same is locked.
The king is
All the information is vote to delete her page. And I don't know how everyone voted, but the vote went through and her page deleted. So
It was the first video of Lily Jean has surrounded herself with a lot of suspicious activity online. And no way to 100% confirm it was her. All the evidence points to the fact that she was the one editing his page, all of his private information, because she would be the only person who would know all of that stuff, especially in context in which it was edited in chronological context. It just makes sense, right? It's really circumstantial and hearsay, but furthermore, she is the only person who would source and perpetuate the idea that all the information on her website articles was the truth. I mean, there is no reason for anyone in the world to think that any of the stuff about Lily Jean is true of the site. It does nobody any good. Like, none of it's real. It's all fake and weird. So it's like, so seeing that her Wikipedia page was only sourced from those sources, like, in a sense, it's fairly evident that she was making all the edits to her own page. That herring got in the sense that it's like almost an accidental, naive red herring. The only person who would be so dumb would be you. So really not a red herring at all. Not even 5% wrong about that. Press the like button. Get gay for a second? That's cool. The next set of emails discuss how people who produce newest video on Lily were mysteriously hit with copyright strikes and will take it down.
the next emails in the answer were from multiple people who said that they were receiving copyright takedowns for posting links to my video. Now, from what I've seen, people said that this is mainly happening on Twitter and Reddit, but people would simply post a link to my video. Like a comment that says, go watch it, the video, this and that. And then they would receive a copyright strike from someone experienced, I don't know, Lily, maybe? They would receive a copyright strike and get that book removed, which that's crazy. So
It became such a massive problem that mods in popular drama subreddits, such as r/YouTube drama, and r/H3H3 Productions contacted Critic to ask if he was removing the videos from their subreddits.
And I was like, of course not.
Obviously, it wasn't him because he made the video trying to spread awareness. Upon further investigation, it turns out that these subreddits have been receiving so many copyright strikes that the mods had begun asking people to stop posting the video and fear Reddit taking down the subreddit in general for pirating.
And so that happened. The validity from being removed from all of these subreddits.
So Lily's harassment campaign continued from YouTube all the way to Reddit.
When I started Josh Sellers, it was humble. My wife Dee and I took out a second mortgage. I was sleeping on a friend's couch and saw him lie on the trunk of my car. Isn't it beautiful? At times I thought about giving up. Then I think about how much quality help him. Today, the dream has become a reality. Josh Sellers is loved by so many. That's thanks to so great.
In these different subreddits to force them to remove videos for fear of getting shut down by Big Red, or whatever they call the guy who runs Reddit.
That they had to make an announcement on the subreddit in both saying, hey, we can no longer talk about Lily because we're going to get our subreddit deleted. We're sorry, but we need to stop posting about it. Lily, I think
Continue to Discord and Twitter, where both of Critic's accounts had copyright takedowns from him posting his own video.
all of these websites have artists, this whole thing is that none of these sites actually if you find and you just make it sound kind of right, please accept it with like no question down.
His Discord account has received a strike, which lasts 2 years, despite him talking with the Discord and brilliant appealing strike rights. So like these systems are just so obviously put into place as like a back end to protect these companies from copyright lawsuits, which makes sense, but they also don't give 1 out of a million of these strikes are a situation like this, and it require a lot of bandwidth. So it's very important. That's the reality, children. And both of Prinnick's videos on his main channel discusses how Lily and her mother both allegedly abused broken copyright systems on websites in order to silence or harass people who post about them. It could be an ARG. This whole thing, like, if you really think about it, this could all be, I'm not saying it's not real, but this whole thing is a good story. It's a very, very, very good and, like, insane, like, this could be, Prinnick isn't even real. Prinnick is the legit. That's conspiratorial. I've been spending too much time reading about shapeshifters. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. It seems like this is the only way that these people know how to do it. Hate online and criticism. Lily is very aware of Prinnick's content, which has made him public enemy #1 or Lily enemy #1. And while she operates in the shadows, she is hell bent on removing any content he posts about her because he is the one who brings the most attention to her atrocious behavior online. And since YouTube, Discord, and Twitter did absolutely nothing despite Prinnick's numerous appeals and videos pleading with people to do something about Lily's behavior, he decided to go to Twitter and appeal to the masses to try and get help, which that's definitely going to work. A little foreshadowing, sarcasm, a little bit of foreshadowing. In his thread, he posted numerous screenshots and DMs showing that Lily was actually crazy. He also tagged numerous large YouTubers who reposted his post and spread it around as much as possible. But once again, YouTube still ignored Prinnick, and that is where the primary problem lays.
But then a week went by.
What's also crazy is that even before all this drama occurred, he was trying to reach out to YouTube to get his play buttons, and they told him that they refused to send them to him. And when he asked why, they told him the reason was a secret.
I started thinking back to all my interactions with YouTube. Wait, YouTube has never sent me my claim. But actually, YouTube refuses to send me. One day, I emailed them. I was like, hey, can I get my play buttons? I've never received them. And the person I was talking to said, no, we can't send you your play buttons. And then I said, okay, why not? And they said, you can't have your play buttons, and we can't tell you why you can't have them, but you can't have them. And I was like, okay, that's weird.
They also have never apparently given him a YouTube rep in spite of having over 1 million followers, which That's all like really weird. But that's where I'm like, what is going on? My tinfoil hat comes out, and I'm like,
And I thought back about more YouTube interactions. And I was like, I also don't have a channel, which if you aren't aware, every YouTuber is given a specific YouTube employee an email, and you're given this employee once your channel is big enough. And I don't know if there's a cutoff, but everyone I know that's above 100,000 subscribers is given the channel right. But for some reason, they never gave it.
YouTube, it seems, has been flat out neglecting this guy. For me, they restricted him from essential resources such as having a YouTube rep, and they denied him of his accomplishments by refusing to send him his play buttons, which he worked hard to earn, and all for a secret. Like, I don't understand how that's even possible. So there's got to be something going on behind the scenes. Where's that Hershey kiss on my hand? The actions or lack thereof of YouTube have allowed the legion to continuously harass and leak private information without repercussions. And in a desperate attempt to gain traction, he began personally messaging creators and asking his fans to message their favorite creators to cover the story. Now, I've gotten a lot of messages for this, and thankfully this time his methods worked. A lot of people came out and talked about what was going on. He even was able to get a journalist to write 2 articles.
There is a spirit in the soil. We just have to bring it out. We can't honor the spirit.
About what happened. The guy who wrote these articles is pretty cool guy, Steve. He's pretty cool. Aside from that, you want to hear something really and funny? When all this blew up and Stephen, the journalist, finished talking with Kermit, he offered to speak with Lily and her mother so they could defend themselves and give their side of the story. You know, like true journalists do.
They said, apparently, supposedly, disclaimer, threatened him and his boss with legal action.
They said they would sue him and the company he worked for, and even brought the journalist's dead father into it.
Apparently, even crazier, the journalist, his name was Steve A. Starch, I believe. His father was a judge, sadly passed away. And he said Lily and her mom also brought up his father being a judge, as like somehow implying he's above the legal system or something. But that was really crazy.
Covered her.